But one thing that I was not able to accomplish that I wanted to accomplish was after the war, the Liberians people elected me, and in fact, the Liberian people elected me to unite the country. I was not able to get some of the other factional leaders to return to Liberia. I was not able to get one or two of the political leaders to return. And I think they helped to provoke the situation. I was able to do a whole lot. Strangely, the LPC, these were all warring factions, and all of the other warring factions, I was able to bring them into government. In fact, most of the combatants that fought for the government during the war were the combatants of the warring factions that fought against me. So I accomplished bringing them together. I accomplished making sure that the issue of tribalism went away in Liberia. But I mean, to a great extent, I think most Liberians now, if you went to Liberia and took a poll, they would say Mr. Taylor did his best.
Any other regrets?
The second regret is that I was never able to get the United States to understand me. I was never able to get them to work with me, which is so essential for Liberia. No president of Liberia, no president can make it successfully unless he is online with Washington. Now, I'm not the type of guy that you can pick up a telephone and command. I don't take that. I didn't take that from Washington. Then, even if I were elected president, I would not take it. I'm not that kind. I'm not a coward. But I do believe that a good working relationship is essential for any president of Liberia, or that president will fail.
These things could happen behind the scenes. So I supported Joseph Parker, knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired. Okay. Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, he could have a good heart, everything good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, right now, I buy him paper. Every day I gotta buy a paper. There's a man who bought me paper before. Mm-hmm. I'm buying paper now because the time has reached. So I thought the old man could be president in 2017 and run for this. And he himself said it. He said, when you win, you run for one term. He himself said it. I agree with him. 2023, no, I disagree. In my mind, he should rest, find somebody else.
I'm filled with a profound sense of gratitude and humility. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve as your president and commander-in-chief for the past 6 years. Together, in 2018, we embarked on a journey to build a united, peaceful, and prosperous Liberia. And I am deeply thankful for the trust and support you have bestowed upon me and my administration during my tenure. As we navigate the complexity of governance, your partnership was instrumental in the development and implementation of policies and programs that aim to bring progress and development to our great nation. Reflecting on the accomplishment of these 6 years, let me tell you that I am proud of what we have achieved together. We have built roads, supported free wires and free tuition at high schools and public universities, stabilized the macroeconomic challenges we face in 2018, built hundreds of pro-poor housing units, and achieved on so many fronts that we are able to list here today. However, I acknowledge that there is always room for improvement, and perhaps more could have been done under different circumstances. Regrettably, some of the long-term projects we initiated did not reach completion during my tenure. I am hopeful that the incoming administration will carry the torch forward and bring these initiatives to fruition for the benefit of all Liberians. Fellow compatriots, rumors, and misinformation have played a large part in our politics over the last 6 years. It is my hope we as a country will overcome this challenge over the next 6 years. To begin this, we must start with the facts of the transition. I must report to you that we are leaving behind a better economy than we inherited. Today, President-elect Joseph Nima Bouaka will inherit a stronger economy than I inherited. There is a bigger net international reserve position than was handed me in 2018. I inherited 94,999,000 United States dollars in net international reserves. And I am handing over to the next administration a net international reserve position of 222,700,000 United States dollars. This is 136% increase in the net international reserve position. The total cash balance in the government's consolidated account is United States $40,044,365.90. In 2018, my government inherited a consolidated cash position of $7 million United States dollars. The next administration thus has more resources to deal with emergency macroeconomic challenges than my administration had at its disposal in 2018. My fellow citizens, through our time together, I have still fast to two cornerstones of leadership: keeping the peace and upholding the democratic process and the root of our democratic journey. I am immensely proud that during my tenure, Liberia remained at peace with itself and at peace with its neighbor. Our armed forces, the force of good, were never turned against our own people, and external actions were confined to international peacekeeping mission under the United Nations. This peace, sustained by our own domestic resources, is a testament to the maturity and strength of our nation. We protected the inalienable rights of every Liberian citizen.
When you elect a clown and you think that he will be a king, what he does is to convert the kingdom into a circus. This is what we must deal with, and this is what we must say. Who do we elect into our public offices? Because, as I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of goats, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is the same. And Africa is only going to realize our potential in all areas when, by dint of choice, we enable and allow our best men and women to serve in different areas. I've heard it being said about Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore. I've heard it being suggested about Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia. I've heard it being said about Japan. I've heard it being said about other countries. But there was a conscious decision on the part of those individuals and the followership. We always talk about leaders, but we never talk about the followers. The followers must also style up. Africans on average are for some reason attracted to thieves. Africans are for some reason attracted to men and women who cannot serve her. And when they are not served, then they complain. When Africans are told, choose you now whom we shall release, Jesus of Nazareth or Barabbas, they say, release Barabbas. And when Barabbas behaves like Barabbas, they say, why are you not behaving like Christ? It cannot be done.
In May of 2001, signed a second of two executive orders. Number 13213, Defense Exhibit D310, in which it was stated, and I quote, the government of Liberia's complicity in the RUF's illicit trade in diamonds and its other forms of support for the RUF are direct challenges to the United States foreign policy objectives in the region as well. Therein lies the dilemma for current African heads of state and government, but how to enter into binding commitments and obligations with the African pairs and remain steadfast, resolute, and unyielding in their fidelity to those agreements in the face of such unrelenting and punishing pressure from powerful Western leaders.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know y'all sleeping now. Y'all gotta whip up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said The people who are so, the people are so us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they can lie. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to allow us.
And this song is so unique
We tired with that speech they preach.
to all radio listeners, all Liberians across the country,
So why they
because the George Weah government is gone.
you allow this?
It is the Unity Party government of President Joseph Yuma Boaka. The UP government will be gone tomorrow. A new government will be inaugurated into office. This song will still be used by those who feel excluded,
And the question that we ask,
those who feel at the disadvantaged end of the society. We still go ahead to use this song as a source of motivation. Political campaigners, civil society actors, political propagandists, talk show hosts. We will still use this song to send a message. So whatever the case is,
my people don't want to
as part of the process to engage our government,
tell you, brother. So where are they?
to engage those in charge of our country.
They say they who have fought, but they're too selfish. God, the people tired with
Today, some of you may be dancing this song because it's Joseph Yuma Boaka.
government betray.
Tomorrow,
But yeah, them step they delay people suffer.
when it does
People hunger. Look at
its turn,
your people.
don't forget this song will still be there,
They poor.
and there will be folks to dance this song also.
So nothing. So
The beauty of democracy.
government should lie.
Let me say a very, very pleasant good evening to all of you across the country. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to those of you in the diaspora,
People lie.
our friends, our fans, our followers, our critics, and even those of you who do not like the things we say and the way we say them. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight on the Tuesday edition of the show. This is Freedom Hard Talk. This is Freedom FM. This is 87.9. My name is Austin Kawa. Junkins Morris is right here with me. Together we are going to drive you straight up to 10 o'clock tonight. Lawmakers, a boycotting session.
We tired with their promises that led us to allow our damages. We tired with that speech they preach in D&I.
The front page, Africa is reporting a story as a response from Maxwell Sakimaya, former foreign minister in the CDC-led government, affirming that George Weah will be a candidate for the presidency in 2029. For now, I can say to you, I do not know what may have prompted, but Junkins has the story. And Joseph, we are going to read from the story to know what may have prompted the response from Ambassador Kimaya. This show is in partnerships with many businesses. Tonight we take a word from our sponsor, Crime Stopper Liberia. Just after a message, we recognize those of you joining us via our Facebook live feed, and then we move into our discussions tonight. Why I love Makers boycotting session. We hope to speak with our mayor on the ground of the capital, who covers the legislature, to tell us who are some of those who were noticed to have been absent from session today. Junkins may have been there today as well, so we will get all of the update. Let's take a break to take a word from our sponsor, Crime Stopper Liberia.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to have the sort of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be saved. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Monrovia. We want peace in Liberia.
Thank you, Old Man Sam Sion. Junkins Morris, welcome to the show. How are you? How was your weekend?
Great, Austin. Welcome back. And greetings to everyone following, whether you are here in Liberia or they are in the diaspora. Greetings.
You're not gonna be bottle of me. On a small bottle.
Yeah, so
thank you.
So welcome to every one of you following via the radio, via the social media, and whatever means you are getting us through. I want to say welcome to you and Junkies Morris, Austin Kawa on your radio this evening.
I like the way you can say, yeah, welcome, Austin, welcome. Greetings. My man, you need to be a politician. You need position in some of these political parties. You sound too politician. But let's recognize some of those joining us tonight. Please share the live and invite others to follow the show tonight as we engage in a nationalistic and patriotic manner. Mawata Benete, thank you for joining us. Abraham Weah, thank you for joining us. Abraham Swain, it's good to have you tonight. Juje Wonwe, it's good joining us. Alexa Moba, welcome to the show. Abraham Kekula, thank you for joining us. Joseph Kwekwe, Penny, welcome to the show. Who's that? David Williams. From the USA, Chris Wule. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight. Somba is joining us tonight from somewhere in the Gambia. Adam Musa Sharif, Weyakodi, Ezekiel Prosperity is joining us. Kobo Widow is joining us tonight. Henry To, Darlington Dennis, all of you, thank you for joining us. Joseph Kadi has joined the show. Adiyu Kamara, it's good to have all of you. Samuel Allison, Wise Cody, Helena Wilson, Emmanuel Bro. Thanks to all of you. Sata Miller, Agatha Glasgow. Thanks to all of you. Stanley Bosu, welcome to the show. Emmanuel Davis, Favor Morris. Your brother Junkins Morris is here. Vivian Joseph, Ambassador Bushu Morgan Jr., Charles Dubon, Charles Dolo Biabu. Welcome, Vivian Joseph. Welcome to the show. Saturday Wondu Wule. It's good to have you joining us tonight. Edward Wingba, Harry City, David Gofa, Loretta Bombo, Abraham Kone, Constance Wule, Sokia Zulu, Rashos Gay, J. Augustus Help, Simeon Talking, Simeon Taclon, Vivian, all of you. It's good to have all of you join us tonight. So let's move into, a lot of talking about tonight. The lawmakers now, they say they are refusing to go to work. They tire. I don't know whether they tire with the gavel of the speaker or they are tired with Capitol building because no light there or no water there or no electricity. And, or the ambience is already in a stink in their nose, so they don't want to go there, or probably they want to create scarcity for money, for the need for the executive to reach out to them. Say no, big girl, you'll come to work. We don't know what's happening, and so tonight we think you, who are being represented directly by those lawmakers, should have an idea of what is happening.
Sure.
So initially, I want to talk to some lawmakers randomly, but we'll not do it. We will just allow you. You are being represented by these lawmakers. I mean, there are different things we're hearing, Junkins. A lot of things we're hearing about lawmakers why they are boycotting session, why some of them are saying they will not go to session. The issue about Thomas Fowler again, there are some who are calling for the removal of Thomas Fowler, and they believe that Richard Kuhn is the one shielding him or protecting him and all of that. And so once Richard Kuhn continues to protect Thomas Fowler, they will not go to sit on Fowler's gavel. Even if Richard Kuhn is there to preserve, they will not sit on Fowler's gavel. So all of these things is a whole combination, it's a conglomeration of different complicated issues surrounding the gavelship of Speaker Kuhn. Personally, I wish him well in this engagement. I hope he can be able to get all of this, but I don't think I will want to this. Fowler could not sacrifice his deputy speaker job to save Funanti. Richard Kuhn, don't sacrifice your speaker job to save Thomas Fowler. Yeah. Don't sacrifice your speaker job to save Fowler because, man, you are the Fowler is the hard target in this case, and you are the soft target in this case. That's why the guys are saying we will not sit on this gavel jointly until you can decide to stay away from our process and allow us to proceed
with due process.
With due process, because once we enter session, we will ask Fowler to recuse himself from presiding. We can't sit under his gavel, Mr. Speaker. So, the Speaker, I understand the Speaker is in a complicated situation right now. He wants to protect, he wants to be seen as somebody who is protecting the Deputy Speaker. Some of his colleagues are aware of the play. They are aware that Richard Kuhn is not actually protecting him, but he's pretending to be protecting Tifa, and so it's a whole thing. Secondly, anyway, Junkins, we have to talk about all these things, and additionally, the lawmakers are close to reshuffling. They are going to election. They serve all those committees. They serve for 3 years.
After 3 years,
so after 3 years, they have to go back to elections, and there are a lot of negotiations taking place behind the scene, which we are going to share with you tonight.
Not election per se, but reshuffle.
According to the House rule is
reshuffle.
Is the Speaker does appointment in the
House. Yes, but for the Senate,
they do election. So in the House, according to the rules, the Speaker is going to be reshuffling their leadership, restructuring after 3 years. So they are returning from their break. The Speaker will have to reappoint. There are some committees heads that are already in the know that they are leaving. Now, the real politics is coming to play. You think Funanti politics was just political? One man, the president, they didn't want him, but that's all. Or they made it to look that the president did not want him, But again, we know that the party did not want him, the ruling party, so they had to go after him. Or a few individuals like Jeremiah Kuhn, the vice president, we are told Senator Moi, we are told the guy from Magibi, Prince Emmanuel Nukwe, they all had issues and they didn't want him, so they found a way to move to run around and get him out. But the real politics is coming, and we are going to reveal almost everything we should be revealing to you should know about what's going to happen in the coming months, especially in the House. Hey, some of the positions, some of the chairman, committee chairpersons that are already losing their jobs. We'll call names to now. To NEPA, we'll call the names. There are some lawmakers who will not be chairman anymore. They will not be chair. And we'll tell you the potential replacements for all those lawmakers. Some of the lawmakers you see opening their arms, been acting arrogant over the years. Some of their very colleagues for honor them are about to replace them. So we have all of these information, all of these news in stock for you tonight. Just after, I think we have to begin with Amara Kone. Amara Kone, Senator of Babolu, wrote something It may be long, but Junkies, I think we have to go into it. Yes, our good friend Bwaka Jadiba wrote a piece on yesterday about their strategy thing and all of that. I am not interested in that because I know him, I know his capacity, I know what he's capable of doing. But there is a portion that I'm attracted to, Junkins. That portion attracted us, which is the third paragraph in his statement. I did a Facebook post late this evening that we're going to respond to him tonight using video and audio evidence to respond to that portion where he tried to place CDC propagandists or strategists at a point, at a level of just, you try to reduce them to Cosima or Man Cosa. You know, and they place Unity Party propagandists
above the bar
as people who were not
who are
Cosima,
responsible
they were
people.
basically thinking and all of that. That's the portion we are going to respond to tonight. The rest is said about your strategies and all of that, and I got nothing to do with that one. I get nothing to do that one. Any of you people as you get there, they can burst. You get there, they can accept the man's analogy. But we are going to focus on the third paragraph in the statement he wrote and all that comparative portion between UP propagandists versus CDC propagandists and reducing CDC propagandists in 2023 to Man Cosa. You know, that portion we're going to respond to our good friend Bwaka. I think it needs to be responded to, you know, because we all play some key role in the CDC campaign. So we see that as a direct
attack.
No, I don't want to call it attack. I see that but we see that as a direct concern that we need to address
to be responded to.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
So we're doing that. We've been doing here. So we'll respond to that using evidence, using video evidence, audio evidence to respond. So we want to do a comparative analysis and see who is actually the man causer or who was actually causing man in 2023. So that's it. Senator Connor, let's see what he wrote. You got an article from Master Kimaya?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so just put Master Kimaya's article up, and then let's read. I think I'm not going to reserve it for tomorrow. Yeah.
So then
I think we need to reserve it. We need to do a whole show on this Amara thing. It's an important thing, but just to let you know, the subject of this is that Senator Connor is requesting the Senate to resolve jurisdictional conflict between the Liberia Petroleum Regulatory Authority, the LPRA, versus the National Oil Company of Liberia, NOCA, in the implementation of the petroleum law. So he wants the Senate to intervene. There are conflicts between the two. I'll read the first paragraph. He says, we write to respectfully draw the attention of the Honorable Senate to a jurisdictional conflict between the Liberia Petroleum Regulatory Authority, LPRA, and the National Oil Company of Liberia in the implementation of the Petroleum Exploration and Production Act of 2014. This conflict, if left unresolved, poses risks to investors, to investor confidence, revenue generation, regulatory transparency, and the integrity of the Liberia's hydrocarbon governance. When the legislature enacted the petroleum law, it established a clear separation of functions. NOCA was constituted as a commercial state-owned enterprise, and LPRA was vested with the regulatory authority over the upstream petroleum sector, including NOCA itself. This governance architecture was designed to enforce accountability, prevent conflicts of interest, and align Liberia's legal framework with international best practice. And there is an immediate concern he referenced. He said it has been reported that NOCA has entered into an agreement with two foreign companies, GeoPartners and Session, and that this partnership has authorized the companies to conduct petroleum reconnaissance activities in Liberia without a license from the LPRA. Under Section 11.1 of the Petroleum Law, reconnaissance activities require a license granted exclusively by the LPRA, and says directly that a company may, upon payment of the prescribed fee, apply to the authority for the grant of a reconnaissance license in a designated area for the conduct of surveys, excluding drilling activities, assessing the geological, geophysical, geochemical, and geotechnical characteristics of that designated area. This statutory language is unambiguous, Amara states. Yet, NOCA maintains that its actions are legal. It is if this conflict is left unaddressed, such precedents erode the rule of law in the petroleum sector and undermine the utility of future legislative reforms. So that's what we are. So it's something we can talk about. We can reach out to the LPRA people tomorrow. We can reach out to the NOCA people tomorrow just to get a response.
Then we expand
from
or we expand.
them. Yeah, that will inform us to expand on the conversation, so we don't run a biased analysis on what we think about the communication rating by Senator Amara Kone to the Liberian Senate. This is where we are, folks. Tomorrow we can have a whole conversation about that. What is Ambassador Kimia saying that Mr. Weah, he said Weah will be on the ballot. Something may have prompted that affirmation. So let's read what Front Page Africa is reporting, and then we can move into Capitol Building, and then move into into our good friend Bwaka, into our response to our good friend Bwaka Jariba. So let's hear.
Former Foreign Minister D. Maswe Sakimiya has firmly rejected reports suggesting that former President George Manneh Weah has abandoned plans to contest Liberia's 2029 presidential election, insisting that the former Liberian leader remains committed to seeking a return to power. Kimiya's comments come amid growing speculation that Weah may have yielded his presidential ambitions to Alternative National Congress political leader Alexander Benedict Cummings as opposition parties explore possible alliances ahead of the next election cycle. Speaking on the matter, Kimiya described such claims as false, unrealistic, and politically motivated. For anyone to think that His Excellency President Dr. George Weah, the 25th President of Liberia and the incoming 27th President of Liberia, will surrender that desire to contest the presidency to anyone on planet Earth, that is inconceivable. It is not practical, Kimiya declared. That thought itself is diabolical and is wickedness. It is wickedness to the Liberian people. He further dismissed suggestions that Weah will step aside in favor of another political figure. It is something that is not conceivable, something that is not practical, this is something far-fetched. This is something that is not possible. This is something that will not become reality, he added. Weah will be a candidate. Kimiya revealed that he has spoken with Weah on the same day. The speculation surfaced and said the former president remains confident that Liberians will reject misinformation. Just this afternoon, when President Weah called me during our usual chat, we were talking and not knowing that someone will call and raise this issue. He said the Liberian people will reject lies and embrace the truth, Kimiya stated. According to him, Weah referenced scriptures from the Gospel of John emphasizing the importance of truth in public discourse. While expressing respect for Cummings, Kimiya insisted that Weah's political future remains unchanged. Cummings is a friend. He is one of the stakeholders in Liberia. I respect him and will always respect him, he said. Wow. So is he saying that Kumi? Okay. Despite that acknowledgement, Kimia maintained that Weah remains focused on the 2029 race. His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah shall be a candidate come 2029. Not only shall he be a candidate, but he will go on to win, he declared. Kimia said Weah will continue efforts to unite opposition forces to prevent President Joseph Numa Boakai from securing a second term. He shall continue to rally them to ensure a united bloc within the opposition, because our focus is to ensure that President Joseph Boakai becomes a one-term president, Kimia said.
What, you want to say something?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think basically Honorable Kimia is indirectly responding to Mr. Cummings, because the fact that he will be drawing Mr. Cummings in his response to, according to his speculation, and saying he has respect for Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings is a stakeholder, and Mr. Cummings, they are open to working with Mr. Cummings. I think it is a direct or indirect response to Mr. Cummings, maybe based on the fact that Mr. Cummings is projecting himself as somebody who will be leading the opposition community to unseat Mr. Boakai. So I think it is from that backdrop, Mr. Kimia is responding to Honorable Cummings, which in my mind, Austin, is not a good sign, especially that we are still, long and far away from general elections. There's a need, particularly when Mr. Kimia is in his session, saying that the political leader of the CDC, his political leader, Mr. Weah, is building consensus and working with opposition forces to unite and have a strong opposition bloc to unseat President Boakai. I think they will have to give the leverage for these conversations to be heard, so that everyone has the level playing field to go to any discussion or any conversation. But to be coming up with these kinds of response, in my mind, it closes the avenue for discussions regarding building a united front to confront Mr. Boakai in 2029. So I will advise that Mr. Kimia and other folks around the former leader try to roll back such rhetorics, because they will not help. What they will do, they will stir confrontation within the opposition political bloc, where political leaders will be at loggerhead because of statements made by their followers or their supporters. So the time is too early. They need to wait, allow these conversations to be held. Everybody going to the table with an objective. Everybody is going to the table with a target. There's nobody that goes to the table with any subordinate or inferior mindset that they want to be deputy or they want to be at the table. Everybody is a political leader, and everybody is thinking of going to lead at the table. Likewise, his political leader, Mr. Weah. So in this light, to open it up, to allow that level playing field, and to allow discussion that we see a united front and that we see the opposition coming together, they need to give a chance for the leaders to have conversation surrounding the future of Liberia and how Liberians can get happy again. Comes 2029. That's my position on that, Austin.
Yeah, and you see, we are I understand that we are a people with different with different mindset, with different thoughts, the way we develop our thought patterns about certain issues, at times emotions try to interplay and drive us, and the wrong path or an inappropriate path. I will consider the word inappropriate path. But I like to say this to all of us. If anybody in this country thinks that George Weah on his own can win election as president in 2029, that person is not ready to make George Weah president. If anybody in this country thinks that Joseph Boakai can win election in 2029 standing on his own, that person must be operating on maybe 3 or 4 senses or less than 3 senses. If anybody in this country thinks that a single presidential candidate can win for his or herself standing on his or her own in 2029, that person must be daydreaming. That person must be catching, something inappropriate. Because political realities are encircling us. Even President Sirleaf did not win on her own. There's no president since 2005. No president has won election in this country outside collaboration. And not just collaboration, but I must emphasize strong, cohesive, well-organized collaboration has always been the pillar of electing a president in this country since 2005. And I repeat that no president as popular as George Weah was in 2005, he could not win for himself as an individual election in this country. He won the popular votes of the people, but he could not get the constitutional required vote. He could not earn for himself the constitutionally required number to win. And building a strong and cohesive collaboration or coalition in a runoff election in 2005 was a major hurdle to George Weah election in 2005. President Sirleaf managed her way through, manipulated and navigated the corridor, used the multiple connections to convince other actors, local political actors, to declare support for her, thereby winning her the second rounds of the election. We saw the same thing with her in 2011. And then 2017, we saw it with George Weah. You saw how Weah came close in the first round of the election in 2011 as running mate to Winston Tubman. So I'm going way down the line to remind us, to place us in a position that we will reflect on where we have come from as individuals from different political parties. Mr. Cummings remains a major actor in our election. I hear people saying, and you see, people are not thinking critically. They just like allowing arrogance or over-seriousness to be cloud, their sense of reasoning. ANC has never said anywhere, the ANC has never told anybody that they are Mr. Cummings is contesting on the CDC ticket. Mr. Cummings made a radio appearance and did not say that he is contesting on the CDC ticket or that Mr. Weah will endorse him. That insinuation is coming from an appearance he made. Everybody knows there is no more supporter than George Weah. Than anybody who supports George Weah. We have to stop this thing. Some of us, we get so touchy when we hear George Weah name. As if to say you love George Weah more than some of us who have lost a lot in supporting George Weah.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Where is this sense of it? Where is this coming from? That some of you think you love George Weah better than some of us who supported him. You have to stop this. If we must make George Weah president in 2029, we have to be accommodative. We have to be accommodative. Nobody is saying Master Kimaya was wrong for speaking and speaking. But to start tying, everybody has to speculate. Cummings wants to be president.
You can stop that.
Cummings has the capacity to run this country. There is no argument about that. Cummings has a professional, technical, political, any capacity that you think Mr. Weah has, or any capacity that you think Joseph Boakai has. Cummings has capacity to run this country. If President Sirleaf can run Liberia for 12 years, she didn't perform magic. George Weah ran Liberia for 6 years, he didn't perform magic. See all his achievements in this country when he ran Liberia just for 6 years. Well, with all of the insults, the honor estimation that he got, people underestimated his capacity. He ran this country for 6 years with the level of achievements. Mr. Boakai, I'm on the record for underestimating Boakai's capacity. Yes, in some cases, on some fronts, Mr. Boakai is underperforming in terms of taking charge of the country, allowing people to operate loosely. We've said all of that. But does that mean that Boakai is not running the country? He's running the country. He's running the country because he has people around him that are aiding him in doing it. Whether they're doing the right or wrong way, the ballot boxes with desire in 2029. So what's about Mr. Cummings? What made you think Mr. Cummings cannot run Liberia? And hey, I know some of you will call us names, but we have to stop this thing. Mr. Cummings is equally qualified to run Liberia as president. So let's stop that thing. Mr. Cummings can be a perfect running mate to George Weah. If that should happen, we must open the corridor to him. If that should happen, we must create a space, the avenue to accommodate him in his ANC. You think Boakai became president because Boakai is popular or was popular than George Weah or the CDC? Boakai became president on the whims and caprices of Alexander Cummings' resources and connection. Nobody can argue that. Let's go into that argument or that conversation or whether it's a debate, and let's put all the facts. And we'll point to the facts. Mr. Boakai has little connection outside there. Even the people around him know that. They use Cummings' connection. He may not be popular to put 100, 300, put the 500,000 votes in Liberia. Who told you because somebody cannot put 500,000 votes or 300,000 votes, it means the person is irrelevant to your political process? You know what political relevance is? You think it's just about number? Boakai had political relevance in 2017. He was 2 times, he served as vice president, 2 times former vice president. Mr. Weah came and beat him. Mr. Weah came and beat him. Mr. Boakai came back and defeated George Weah. This is politics. What happened? Mr. Weah won 2017 with a support from Prince Johnson, right? 2023, Mr. Boakai, who Mr. Weah defeated, came back and defeated Mr. Weah with the same support from Prince Johnson. What are you guys thinking here, my people?
I think that a war front.
We're not fighting war yet. What are you guys thinking? If some of you think CDC is going to war, Mr. Weah is going to war with any political leader, that nothing is going to happen with some of us. Not when we are behind these microphones.
No way.
Mr. Weah is not going to war with any political leader. Mr. Weah will identify his major contender in an election, which from all indications appears to be Mr. Boakai. and engaging heads on. But with what? With blows? With punches?
No.
With guns? That, God forbid.
At the ballot.
At the ballot. Engaging him and the Unity Party on the issues. When the campaign time comes, we can engage into the personality clash and scrutinization and all of that. Now, it is on governance. We don't care how Mr. Barker works anymore. We don't care how he talks anymore. We don't care whether he sleeps anymore. What concerns us now is how he governs the country. And we will insist that all of you who listen to us and believe in our support to Mr. Weah, we must focus on Mr. Barker's governance. The issues emerging from the decisions he's making, from the engagements he's making out there, those are the issues we must focus on. Not how he works. No. Campaign period is over. It's governance. So if you think everybody will sit down and start attacking even in the opposition. Mr. Cummings wants to be president. Yes. He is a political leader of a political party. He reserves his constitutional right to contest as president against Mr. Weah. Just as Mr. Weah is equally operating under his constitutional right to contest as president, same as Mr. Cummings. Same as Mr. Cummings. And if we are not willing to open doors to others, to accommodate others, and we think it should be all combativeness, count me out. Count me out. Mr. Weah will collaborate and must be made to collaborate with other political parties. And to do that, we must now start the process of beginning accommodative to other political leaders and other political parties. We must work on our tolerance level to other political leaders. We must work on it. No, don't say that. Don't say that. We know, we understand you. I mean, my man, I was 17 years old. I already into political propaganda. No, Joseph did that thing. I know what I'm talking. I know what I'm talking. Joseph, we are. I understand your point, but trust me, I know what I'm talking. I know exactly what I'm talking. So if you then as soon you people wake up tomorrow and say, "Oh, Cummings is contesting on CDC ticket as political leader," does that warrant response? Does that sound?
Yeah.
Does that sound serious to you?
Yeah, assuming what I am meeting.
Does that sound serious to you, Joseph? Let's be frank. Does that sound serious to you? Is that something serious that we're supposed to be running beyond? And the response is sign that we're only attacking Cummings or creating. You can be combative.
No, that's the point.
That's the point. If you want to clarify. But for your clarifications to start sounding combative, no.
Like you are telling the person not to even come anywhere close.
CDC is in no competition with Mr. Cummings or any opposition party. Our competitor
is
remains
the
Unity Party.
Sitting government.
We must understand that and start opening rooms for collaboration.
That the unity reasonable judgment calls for.
Let's understand that. We can say Mr. Barker is a target. We want to unseat him. Then we start focusing on people in the opposition. What kind of sensible fight is that? Let me remind all of you again. Mr. Barker did not win the election because Mr. Weah was unpopular. Mr. Barker did not gain the relevance he gained under Mr. Weah because Mr. Weah was weak or the CDC was lazy. It was because of the CPP.
The collaboration.
The formation of that CPP was a force. And it's good that some of us are still around. We kept saying these things. That we told you that to break that thing, to avoid defeat, is to break the CPP. You saw what happened?
Yeah.
when we succeeded in dividing or dismantling the CPP, you saw the margin?
Mhm.
You saw the margin?
It broke down.
You saw the margin at the election and the ballot boxes?
Yeah, it broke down.
That's why today we're talking that margin and that margin and margin.
Because that CPP, it was a force
just
for
imagine,
good.
yes, just imagine if Cummings had gone running made a Joe Barker with a full CPP.
That one, our tsunami victory for the people.
Do you know what? Well, and these are hard truths.
Yeah, let hear you.
Some of you may not want to hear it, but we have to say these things so
Yes.
because we are rebranding, we're reorganizing. We have to say these things so you know.
Restructuring.
There's some of you around who believe that it should be only be we are. We should leave room for we are Austin, we are Junkins, we are KOK, we are Alexa, because Mr. We are alone cannot go everywhere or reach out to everybody. He needs people around in different corners to expand the campaign on his behalf. So we have to be accommodative, even in our utterances, not only in our actions or our deeds. In our utterances, we must, because it starts with the utterances you make, the things you write on social media. The things you write on social media will push other people away, will scare other people away from coming close to you. So we need to start putting these things in our heads, all of us. All of us. We made some big mistakes. And I'll keep saying we because we supported the CDC. And today, some of us, we are still seeing signals of some of the very mistakes that were made prior to 2023. So we will start discouraging them now before it gets old. Because when those mistakes mature, they may be difficult to be corrected or to be neutralized or to be destroyed. So let's discourage it. Let's start discouraging it now before it gets mature. The opposition is not at war, should not even think about going to war, and should be accommodative of others if we must unseat the Unity Party. You sit there and see the UP is building all kinds of criminal infrastructures, networks,
just to expand a base.
And you won't be fighting and wasting your time responding to Cummings. Or not even Cummings, because Cummings did not say so you won't be wasting your time responding to somebody who did not even say anything.
And cutting yourself off.
Yeah.
You preclude yourself from the benefit that Cummings gave to
In fact, if I were the one, I would tell you, even Mr. Cummings appears on a radio station and announced that he would be a candidate on the ballot. Reach out to him.
Reach out to him.
Mr. Cummings, let's work together. Reach out to him, let's work together. If you know 5 persons outside as your friends, Cummings may know 6 or 7 persons outside. So if you add 4 or 5 to Cummings 6 or 7, that 11 or 12 persons you're talking about right there. I mean, you've expanded, you've built one team, and because of the construction of that team,
several teams were being
expanded your political network outside your country. People should collaborate. That's the essence of collaboration. So where Cummings could not reach in 2023, CDC will be able to reach there. Where Cummings got a 2% phone, that 2% can add to your person. You add to Cummings 2%, what they're fucking.
I mean, we would have won the election. The 2% of fucking show us though. Because it was less than 1%.
Less than 1%. So everybody, Cummings 1%. What the election? Less than 1%. UP won the election with less than 1%.
Yeah.
And yet people say, Cummings move 1%, Cummings 1%, Cummings 1%.
You know what that 1% would have done?
But
would have carried you back to the executive mansion.
And I see 1% Cummings has sitting down. And he didn't give to UP, he didn't give to CDC. He said, y'all go for it. I would not support anybody. So imagine Cummings has gone to George Weah and said, let's campaign together. You think Baga will be president today? Do you really think Barack would have been president today?
No.
Akumi John Mr. We had
It would have even been a one-round victory.
So you have to be careful how you tell people 1%. That's not percentage we're talking here. That's not the actual number.
Not the number
the percentage is converted into
number.
No,
you're gonna be there.
So is it 1%? Transform that 1% or calculate that 1%
to
or
the number of human
beings. The number of human beings. The
number of votes.
And see how many human beings you're talking about here.
Someone that you understand the percentage.
So you get here 1%, you start jumping 1%.
Yeah,
1%. 300,000 or 1. That's a 2.1 million human beings go vote. Somebody get 1% of 2.1 million human beings. You think that small human being down there for in election? That's not small human beings in election. People winning with 10,000 human beings are represented. Yeah? People winning as 10,000. 10,000. If I have 8,000 human beings, I'm making some poor represented in Grand Crew and Raji.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
Sure. Sure. In President Maryland.
Yeah. So we have to understand this. We have to be clear about this. We have to be clear about it. Yeah, let's be clear. This is Jenkins Morris. This is Austin. KOK is KOK. Alexa will be Alexa. I will be Austin. Nobody can change me from being Austin. Nobody will cause me to talk that Jenkins or cause Jenkins to talk that KOK or add the KOK.
No.
Nobody is imitating anybody here.
No.
Everybody is reading and investigating and validating for themselves. Let's stop that thing. Let's stop it. And we should emphasize that this response is not directly our comment is not in direct response to Ambassador Kimaya. No. We're using his response as a foundation. Because in most of the CDC chat rooms, we saw comments and read comments today. On social media, we saw some of them posting. Attacking comments. So there are some information in some spaces that we're privileged to that some of you are not privileged to. There are information we are privy to. Some of you are not privy to those information. So this is not a response to Master Kimaya. We use his response in Front Page Africa as a foundation to advance and caution all of us who believe that we want Mr. Weah to be president.
To avoid being blocked or blockade around Mr. Weah.
Yeah. So we open up to everybody. We open up to everybody. So that said, we can move on to so what really happened? What really happened with these lawmakers today? And all of the reports we see, we're not seeing anybody talking about how many lawmakers were in session, how many were not in session, how many persons were seen in the building. Because, Chunky, you see, I'll share my experience with you, right? During our days covering the legislature, those were information we were going for. We were amongst the legislative reporters in Liberia that were contesting, that were countering AREC reports. Yes. We used to counter AREC's report. When AREC released her report, we will appear on talk shows. The Labour Mandi
legislative performance report.
The Labour Mandi, other talk shows will invite us. Legislative reporters will room radio stations or SCAD or different radio stations to analyze, to debate, to argue the findings on legislative performance of lawmakers. So because of that, we begin known for that. Today, we don't see these things happening anymore. No offense to the current breed of legislative reporters, but I think we need to be more
strength.
Except more effort and showcase their effectiveness in the efforts too. Don't just rest story and sit down. See how the story, market the story, because it's you're marketing yourself. You read a story, your byline is there, nobody contacting you. You have to market yourself. This is a new media. You rest story and sit down. Especially the newsroom, you read the story in the newsroom, edit the clip, they play on the radio. Who's behind this? Tomorrow, mommy, I'll play you some before I did. Way back. Yes. You know, it's important. We emphasize these things. Now everybody asking, how many lawmakers were in session? We could tell Alex
today I counted 15.
15. Then we could counter Alex and say, Alex, no, this person did this. This lawmaker did this. This lawmakers attended session more than the times you are reporting. And on many occasions, we don't have some background negotiation. Right? Because they too are getting funding from our partners, and to see legislative reporters from Page
debunking why they continue to report.
Those are reputable institutions. Prime FM, you know what I mean? Prime FM, Newton, Front Page Africa legislative reporters are countering your findings from your report. It was not a good sound for them, for their partners. You know, their partners started questioning them, the work they were doing.
Yes.
What that did is that it opened some corridors for us for training, when there's training, different trainings. Because of that, because we didn't read our stories, we sold our stories, we explained our stories, we interpreted our stories to give the audience the chance to understand the rationale behind our stories. Yes. So I thought to mention that because now you say you counted 15 persons. Maybe the lawmaker didn't say that they ring. So probably that because of the ring, they didn't go to work. Yeah? Yeah? Probably it's because the ring or falling, the minute they didn't go to work. Maybe the ring stopped the minute from going to work.
So also the minute I gave car
gasoline slips,
then
drivers.
Yeah, for me, I get car, I come to work. The minute I go to work.
But yes, this here's the thing. I think it's an embarrassment to our country. This is an unacceptable embarrassment to our country. And instead of my friend Richard Kuhn, I don't want to play him. I don't want to play the video. Yeah, I don't want to play his interview. And I'll pick Bunto there. Some of them are called this. We got to know one or two of them who are providing media
consultancy
for him. They speak. We should think above or beyond, faster than our bosses. As public relations officers or corporate communications managers, it is not a rating, or it may not be a rating responsibility in your TRL, but it is a professional requirement that you are supposed to think. Thomas didn't say what the restart because not to go away. I know it. So it is part of your professional requirement to think above your boss, faster than your boss. Because you are a problem solver. You advance your boss on solving problems. So you should be able to detect problem. You should be able to suspect problem. That's why, as communication advisor to the speaker, for example, I am supposed to be in session every day before the speaker.
To be on top of information.
I'm supposed to be there before him. I'm supposed to be there while he's there. When he's leaving, I'm supposed to be there to hear the aftermath, to know the aftermath. Because I'm supposed to update him before he's coming, while he's there, and when he leaves. But some of us, we want to ride the cows with our bosses.
Yeah.
We want to go to work with our boss, stay there while our boss is leaving, then we follow him or her. Then we leave the ground vulnerable. We don't know what's happening there. The speaker's interview today was inappropriate. Or I should say, the utterances made during the interview, because the interview was necessary.
It was necessary to clear the air.
Yes.
But the
utterances of the content was inappropriate. It was highly unnecessary.
And some illegal.
Mr. Speaker, you see, crisis, this is a crisis that they don't want to admit. The legislature is in a crisis. The crisis is not over. And in crisis communication, you should be able to manage your tone. You should be able to manage your posture, your composure. This to talk about your utterances. because they may just exacerbate the problem, or people will say, they are, what is it,
insult to injury.
Mr. Speaker, your colleagues did not go to work. They boycotted session, and you know that.
And you know the reason.
One, you know that they boycotted session. Two, you know the reasons why they boycotted the session. Three, you are aware that you have tried to intervene in solving the problems. Four, you even call some of them today, begging them to go to the building so you can talk. Mr. Speaker, you can't be begging or negotiating and you issuing threats. You can't be negotiating behind the scene, then you are publicly threatening the very people to cut their salaries. Eh?
Babu won't die again. Yeah, whistle.
Mr. Speaker, with all due respect, that threat was untimely. It may have been necessary to come in the public to bar sentiments from your constituents or the United Party base, but it should not have come from you. You could have used Princeton. You could have used Princeton.
Or you used James Colette?
Yes, James Colette, who is the chair on Rules Order, to issue the warning. Because when you are the one, when you become the one issuing the threat, then you can't be the one to negotiate.
That means
you've taken
gas to the fire.
You didn't exercise leadership there. Because as a leader, you are supposed to hear. To reach to the point, to reach to the conclusion of threatening to start to cut salary of lawmakers, it means your negotiations are failing. It means you no longer have the ears of the majority. They are not listening to you. As a result, you are resorting to threatening to cut their salaries. So if you cut their salaries for this month or next month, and they still don't go to session, you cut their salary again. And they don't go, you cut their salary. That all you be on. And they say, keep cutting the salary, we will not come. Then you want to go back to negotiate. When you go to the negotiation table, they say, what our salary you cut, pull it back. What do? Mr. Speaker, your responsibility, you are a speaker for 72 human beings in that place. The house is as divided as the country is on political land. There are at least 28 human beings in that place that are willing to sign any petition to remove you or remove your deputy speaker. There are at least, let me repeat, there are at least 28 lawmakers that will sign any day to remove you or remove your deputy speaker. Mr. Speaker, leadership. When we told you or advised you or cautioned you to reconcile that house and start to work with everybody, you didn't listen to us. You thought we hated you. This is the result, the aftermath that we were avoiding then. Say, Mr. Speaker, the fight is over. Reach out to your colleagues. You didn't listen. You thought, we say this to all of you. I say this to you today. I don't hate Unity Party. But I don't like Mr. Bwaka as president or as Senate Bureau for the party because I believe he's the least. In terms of anybody who I'm supposed to prefer as somebody with the capacity, to manage the country, to govern the country, to be aware of what's happening around him, I think the president may have been better in 2017 if he had gotten elected than what he is now. And that's no insult. I don't want any of you from UP to take offense to this, but this is the hard fact. So it's not about UP. Mr. Bwaka will be gone tomorrow. There will be a UP. So this is not a UP thing. We need to stop seeing governance in our country at this point as a unity party thing. This is where most of us are messing out and getting things wrong because we continue to see governance as a unity party thing instead of a country thing. This is a country's stink. This is a nation's stink. It is not a unity party stink. If we will continue to wear this unity party emotions and sentiments, we will continue to make mistakes, cause distractions for ourselves, unnecessary distractions for ourselves, and lead us into the dungeon of mess we find ourselves in today. Mr. Speaker, you do not have the ears of your colleagues. You've lost control of your colleagues. They are not listening to you. There are two groups of people who stay away today. One group supported you for his block.
Mm-hmm.
And another group supported Fonati. The group that supported you, that supported Mr. Kun or Speaker Kun, they decided not to go to work today because they did not want to be bothered with him. So they chose to stay away. You see what? That's boycott. They chose to stay away because they do not want to be bothered with you. Are those groups, are those guys to the Fonati group? Mr. Speaker, that means you don't have leadership anymore. You're not in charge of the house. You've lost control of the majority. That's why you cannot assemble a quorum. Eh? You cannot assemble a quorum. It means you've lost control, or you are losing control at an exponential basis. This does not require threat or threatening to to cut lawmakers' salaries. This requires engagement, leadership engagement. It requires consultation. When the legislature is in crisis, that's why it's good, even in crisis, listen to other groups or other interventions, because that crisis might return to your doorsteps tomorrow, and you might need those same people to come and negotiate, and the other lawmakers will say, we are not listening. When the council of churches went to you, you boycotted. You say you're not listening to them. Today, the house is in crisis. Who do you go to? There were senators who decided to intervene in your crisis. You say you are not listening to them. Today, you are in crisis. Who do you go to? The same senators? No. And guess what? The people who were telling you do not listen to those intervening are the people divided today on which side to support. One group said we stay with you. They are only 15.
Mm-hmm.
They were 15 today in session. Where are the people? Where are the rest of them? They tell the who they say for the they say just signed to remove Yeke. 48 lawmakers just signed a couple of weeks ago to remove Yeke. Where all the 48 lawmakers are signed to remove Yeke, they are all disappear. Only 15 can say we will come to session. Only 15. Political deception is a dangerous path, because these actors will always be available to play that deceptive politics, regardless of whom it affects. Yesterday, it was Fonati was the victim. Day before yesterday, Yeke Kolba was the victim. The following day, it was Sheikh Kuyate being intimidated. The other day, it was Amara Kone being intimidated. The following day, it was another lawmaker for bombing being threatened with suspension. Today, it is the powerful speaker who cannot rally, galvanize a quorum. You can't rally a quorum. You can't galvanize your men. You can't assemble your men into a quorum to do the Liberian people's business. This is an embarrassment. I don't want to say it's a shame, but it is an embarrassment. And at this point, Mr. Speaker, you can't be threatening your colleagues. You should be negotiating. You should be dialoguing. You think threatening to cut lawmakers' salary can solve the problem, or is the best remedy or the best recipe to solve this problem? This is a political problem, and you want to threaten people cutting salary? Who do you think Governor Kenya will go and cut lawmakers' salary? Their salaries were set by law. Their salaries were set by law. If you call it, it means you're reducing it. You need to tell majority to take that decision. You need to tell majority to take that decision because a salary is law. It's in the budget law. It's in the budget, and the budget is a law. So when they are not civil servants, lawmakers are not civil servants. So you cannot just wake up and cut their salary relying on one horse standing rule. And your rule does not even give you authority to cut lawmakers' salary. No. Your rules do not even give you any authority to cut their salaries. Interestingly, they are not. Statutory laws are above. The budget is a law. When salaries are set by lawmakers and two-thirds majority vote to pass it and attempt to reduce it, you have to go back and acquire that same number to vote to either suspend lawmakers who didn't come to session with all pay, or to suspend to suspend them with all salary, or to cut their salaries. You need lawmakers to go vote to say majority will vote to cut their salary because they didn't come to work. Then you communicate with the Ministry of Finance. But you only get 15 men behind you. You only get 15 men. So who going to vote to cut the people's salary now? Because every decision that is taken in the house must meet the majority of your colleagues. It's in your rule. It's in our constitution. Decisions taken in the house must meet majority will. Majority vote. The majority not honor you. Only 15 men went to session. And only 15 men. I just received a test that even the 15 people that went to session, some of them were fanatic people. So it means all the 15 people were not even a people.
So you see how dangerous it is?
So it means all the 15 lawmakers who even went to work today are not even a people. They are devalued again. So on what legal ground are you going to cut your lawmaker, your colleague's salary? They are your colleagues. You guys are equal. You're co-equals. So nowhere in our constitution we have given you authority to cut lawmakers' salary. So, Mr. Speaker, where did you get your authority from? Why did you even announce that? You got executive. You got to call these numbers. They got chat rooms. Now I'm told they are dealing with him. I'm told they are dealing with him in the chat room now.
Oh, I see.
You see? Now his colleagues now are dealing with him in the chat room. You go in the public and go threatening to call your friend's salary. You and me, you are all equals. They voted you to say you know what I mean, be our here, make more money than all. Even the money you make in your budget, we will vote to give it to you. You can take it on your own, at your own volition. People, you see, colleagues have to vote and say, we agree, this is our monthly remuneration and this is your monthly or annual. For you to get it, they have to vote. They have to agree. Then you go, how you going to cut their own? Mr. Speaker, I know you cool, man. I know you like to be, you may want to show strength or power, but at times you have to be careful how you exercise power. Because in the exercise of power, there can be resentments. Nowhere in the world, in democratic practice, nowhere in democracy, power has a history of being smoothly exercised. Nowhere in democracy, point to one democracy that has experienced a smooth exercise of power. No, then they're not democracy. Then it can't be democracy.
Power has to be checked.
It has to be checkmated. You get authority to exercise your authority. The people who you are exercising that authority against have the authority to checkmate your exercise of your authority. That's democracy. Check and balance. So you can't wake up and say, I will call your salary. They see people who get a right to remove you. Then you call a salary. And you think they will keep you there? I mean, I don't know where you told that other reasoning from, but if that's the best reasoning, then I'm afraid that UP is in trouble. It means the speaker cannot manage that place. The speaker cannot solve problems for the executive in that place. That's what he says. That's what he says. If that's the speaker's best reasoning, the speaker. So if the president calls the speaker tomorrow, say, Mr. Speaker, I'm told by my political advisor, who is your girlfriend or your fiancé, that today, for the past 3 weeks, your house has been tense politically, and there are lawmakers refusing to sit under your gavel because of their sour relationship with your deputy speaker. Mr. Speaker, what do you advise to do? What can we do? How can you solve this problem? It means the speaker will tell the president, Mr. President, if those guys don't go to work next week, they'll call their salary. Huh?
In a way, you say.
It means that why he will tell the president, huh? It means that's what he's going to tell the president. That if these guys do not come to work, let's cut their salaries. Instead of providing administrative remedies or administrative and political remedies that will go to the president in the form of a suggestion or recommendation, and to his colleagues, hey man, junkies, you are the head of the minority bloc. Let's talk. Mr. Ability, I beg you a minute. You get a 5-7 minute with you. What's going on? Let's talk. Political leadership is negotiation, is lobbying. You can be speaker, then you do not want to lobby.
And you fighting everybody.
Yes. How you speaker, you don't want to lobby.
Who are you going to gavel over?
We want to practice after Ghana. We want to practice after America. We want to practice after the British. See what the people have to have. See what they do. They they listen to minority leaders. Minority leaders are so powerful in those democracies I just named, in the parliaments I just named,
including South Africa.
So, yes, minority leaders are powerful. Speakers reach out to them to consult them before making decision. Because when you set a decision, you might get the number in parliament, but the public resentment may force you or force the executive not to implement that decision.
To rescind that decision.
So it's not all about just having a number in the parliament. It's about how the people will embrace the decision that the majority has made. You haven't seen parliament or legislature takes a decision and then the president hosts it or the executive hosts its implementation. It's because the decision you're making down there is going to affect directly the people. So when the people resist, or when the people's resentment against your decision in the House, even though you got the majority, but the majority decision does not meet or favor the interests or the views of the people you represent, the executive will not have a favorable ground to implement your decision. That's why you don't overlook minority in the legislature. In our country, we say majority get the will, minority get the vote. That's what we say. That's what we say here. But we say we are a democracy. Democracy for smart people is for thought, it's for thinkers. It's for strategists. It's for tolerant people. That's democracy for those people. You lack those characteristics, you lack those qualities, you can't be considered a Democrat. You can't be considered a leader. So, Mr. Speaker, you have to reconsider that your decision. You owe your colleagues apology, as they are the many apology in the chat room and retracting your statement. You owe them it. You have to retract your statement. You have to apologize to them. You presented them in the public like children, they're kids. If they are not kids, they have their own interest. They have their political interest. They are representing constituencies. Those constituencies have political interest. There are lawmakers who, since 2025, since Mr. Kun became speaker, they have never received their legislative or project money. And you've been following.
Yeah.
They've been complaining. All of lawmakers are building the bridges that in reaching out to their constituents. These lawmakers are going on break. They won't break. No project in their districts. You call them back for extra setting. You pay some people the extra setting money. You refuse to pay some people the extra setting money. That's already happening in the house. The same one. Let's talk it. Why you pay other lawmakers the extra setting money and you refuse to pay other lawmakers? Why you give other lawmakers $30,000 and give other lawmakers $15,000? And they tell you, say, we don't want it. Then you say you want their money. You ask on the people money. You can do that. These are the issues. These are the real issues in the place there. You are strangulating your colleagues. Some of your colleagues, and you say they should come to work. It's not possible. So say you think you have the majority, you have the power, you have the authority to strangulate your colleagues, you refuse to give them their legislative or project money for over 2 years, keep the money, we're not coming to where we can give you quorum. You get our money, we give you quorum. Because they have to go to projects in their districts. Who is behind this? Thomas Fala. Who is protecting Fala? Rachel Kun. That's why the lawmakers say, since the Fala man is refusing to pay some lawmakers their legislative project money, and Rachel Kun is fronting on his behalf, and Fala is becoming too powerful in this place, anything Fala says in the house is the final. Anything Fala says in the house is the final. No Fala, no Kun. Y'all go preside over each other. Y'all go preside over each other without going to session. And mind you, some of this colleagues like Junkie Morris supported Rachel Kun and I supported Fonati. But we are first.
Mm-hmm.
That what happening?
Sure.
So when it comes to we feel supporting you now.
That interest now.
We realign.
Mm-hmm. So it was to push out the stronger force, the two weak forces join.
Yeah. So the message, I mean, they think he fair to me, man. Yeah, district my district here. I can do anything in my district. They made all my money. My man, I support you 100%. The only thing, my man, so I will not go to session.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even someone say I'm someone went to that country or
yeah, so will be that the way in the country.
Some of them travel, some of them went to that country. They say let me make it cool.
But also,
so you see what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
And the president, there are important instruments that the president wanted to pass. Yes, they have to go back because they have to resume in August. I think August, September, right? They have to resume.
No, they've already resumed.
Yeah, they have to go back for July 26th.
Yeah, they should be closing.
Yeah, they should be closing to go back for July 26th break. So they got literally 1 month to, let's say 1 month. Because first Tuesday already gone. They should be closing the 3rd week to the week to the 26th.
Yeah.
Right? So they got less than 7 sessions to hold. Today they missed one. The president wants some things to pass. I think there's another supplementary budget that's supposed to go to the legislature. So the colleagues say we're not going. We keep passing a supplementary budget, passing the product, giving the president what he wants, and we are voting for some of these instruments. And you holding our legislative project money because Fala says you should hold it. Already we want to impeach Fala, you begging for him, then you holding our money, you begging for him. We're not coming to session. We can't compromise. And when the lawmakers don't go to session, they strangulate the executive.
Mm-hmm.
Then the executive gets concerned. When it becomes concerning to the executive will intervene and pay the people that money.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want your document, your instruments to pass. Your financing agreement are here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your financing agreements are here. You want them to
pass. You need them to be ratified.
So you pay the people money. It's not how you want to run country. We disagree on political issues, but when it comes to governance issue, we open the corridor for people to operate.
Mm-hmm.
If the money is passing the budget for Junkie Morris district in Maryland, we disagree on political issue.
Mm-hmm.
The system is already built to pay the man money.
Sure.
So there should be no superhuman sitting somewhere and influencing or manipulating the system to stop the payment of Junkie's money for a legislative project. How we running country like this? Manipulating everything. The system is built, budget is passed, system is built. Everything is before the Minister of Finance and Comptroller General. It is approved. The highest is money must be available in the operational account to pay the money. You don't need somebody to be authorizing you to be calling. Don't pay the man. Don't pay the man.
No.
Pay the man. Don't pay the man.
The system is already set.
I sit down, then one deputy speaker call the finance minister or controller general and say, don't pay the money.
Yeah. Cherry picking who to be paid.
And you call it play country? I will always tell you, we will start considering this place a country when we start operating like civilized, when our leaders start operating like civilized people. As long as we say we will not operate like civilized people, folks, I can consider our leaders. I try to consider this place, a country, say people living here, but our leaders, we have to do more. We have more to do. We are not projecting ourselves to be responsible leaders, to be reasonable leaders. We can disagree politically. We can target people politically, not through punching, through kicking and stuff. If you all means to maneuver things and stuff, almost deny people 2 years, 3 years. that legislative project money that was passed or were passed at different budget years that were passed by the very legislature, he denied them money only because they are not United Partisan, even though they supporting UP on many fronts. Do that, saving lives in the class. Have you heard any lawmaker anywhere complaining as radical as Julius Malema is?
Here we see
Have you heard complaining about
Peconium.
Yeah. We're not hearing anything. Because people's democracy is so mature, is so responsible, and it is so civilized.
You heard the
above
president feeling he
this
sees your money.
pettiness.
No.
Yeah. You have to go above this pettiness. They're too petty for us, or they should be too petty for us. People work, people serve their constituents, and you hold their benefits because you do not join your party. No. I mean, not 2026, man. Not in 2026.
And also, I think let's say the speaker is a bit confused. That's how I see it. Because if the speaker would be warning and threatening his colleagues who and him are all co-equals, elected from their various constituencies to go at the legislature as representatives, and his colleagues jointly voted for him to be speaker, and he will come out forgetting that if you read Article 33 of the Liberian Constitution that provides for quorum before the business of the legislature go on, it says that when lawmakers are not attending session, I'm not being verbatim, when lawmakers are not attending session, the speaker may from time to time adjourn session and compare the other colleagues who are not attending session to go to session to do the Liberian people work, not to be threatening them. And through that, the sergeant at arms office is used to persuade and compare those lawmakers who are being paid by the Liberian people, taxpayers' money, to attend session. So there's no need for the speaker to be showing strength. There's no need for that. There is a process that is set up that can be changed so easily. Only it can be amended, but it is a process to make all of these things work smoothly. Not for the speaker to use emotion and his personal feelings to start going after lawmakers and threatening them as if Austin Kawa and Junkies Morris running the school and their students are not coming to school on time. They're trying to send warning to the parents to make sure that they fresh the children up early so the children be on campus at the time it's supposed to be on campus. This is not the case. This is not the case. In fact, Article 36 of the Liberian Constitution provides for lawmakers, meaning the senators, the representatives, for their salaries and benefits. They both people call it remuneration, to be fixed by law. To be fixed by law. And any increase shall take effect the following budget year. So in this case, the speaker constitutionally, if even the rules provide for a lawmaker's salary to be cut, then it is inconsistent with the Constitution, that portion of their rules, since Article 2 provides for the Constitution to be the supreme organic law. And any laws that are inconsistent with the Constitution should be declared void and null and void. So this case, that Article 36 says the salary and benefits of lawmakers shall be fixed by law, and a law, a go budget law, a go for 1 year. In that 1 year now, and you can't do anything to a lawmaker budget. That's the first thing. That is the first thing. So if there is a rule in the rule
No, if there's a rule,
When I call you say you won't play, you say I'm on play.
seriously, if there is a rule that will say lawmaker now go into session so the salary should be cut, then it means that constitutionally that rule is erroneous. But seriously, Austin, because Article 36 say the salary should be paid by law, and Article 33 talks about the speaker adjourning session and comparing the other colleagues who are reneging to go into job and doing the labyrinth work, comparing them to come to work. So in this case, like you said, the speaker can only persuade his colleagues. The speaker can only be respectful and avoid being condescending. Because an attempt, I worked at that legislature for 9 years. My little experience, I saw speakers being removed illegally.
9 years, you have that baby money.
Speakers being removed.
What?
I was done when they were removing former Speaker Tyler. So all that thing that are going on. Richard Kuhn, for me, my life, I do the Austin said, I get my name political honor to all the journalists. Let me be honest with you. Don't be down there and just be acting well to say you're strong man and you want to be showing off. Go negotiate. Look, you could be used to protect Thomas Fala while Thomas Fala will be on his way to replacing you as speaker.
The guy cannot be trusted.
Look, I will give you the story of what transpired when your Speaker Tyler was in that debacle. Speaker Tyler had a pace. So the removal of Speaker Tyler, it was very difficult, as in the case of your former Speaker, Fanati Kofa. The Deputy Speaker at the time, the late Hens Batu. Hens Batu was encouraged to preside over a parallel session in return to be the replacer of Tyler, since he's the Deputy Speaker and he was proved by the executive that the tendency clause. I know the same thing that was happening to Richard Kuhn, that since the speaker will be removed, the Deputy Speaker honor a tendency clause will take the speakership. That same day, they got the required to take in the joint chamber. Hence, Batu was presiding. It was horrible. Hence, Batu was presiding and taking that sense. It was clear that Ellis Tyler is no more speaker. He's being voted out, and the chief clerk announced the vacancy. The new election, he was going to be a consensus candidate.
Even there was an Imaya sitting behind the scene.
And unfortunately for him, Senator Snow nominated Imaya Lukwe, and Imaya Lukwe did not receive any opposing vote. He was unanimously voted for. So please, this story is an early warning sign. Thomas Fala is a legislative fool. He may be inept in some places, and may be somewhat corrupt as being a left all over the place. But Thomas Fala is a political Maradona legislatively, so you gotta be careful before you are used as a tool for Thomas Fala to rise.
Why did you give me behind?
Okay, so I give you that strong one.
That's easy one. That even men won't Fala remove. I also got some money. Yeah, Karen Masako I won.
Yeah.
So let me get you go move to this conversation. Clarence Masakwe is one person who wants to most Fala remove. Eh? Don't mark my word of that. Take it account, you can say take it to the bank.
Former representative district
Former, yes. Now I'll tell you what. And maybe we can continue the conversation tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll tell you, we'll call names tonight and tell you why all these lawmakers prefer Fala leaving. Clarence Masakwe is one person who wants Fala out of office. Tomorrow we'll tell you why. Yeah, we can from school clothes, so I'm not
So no poor excuse.
not for exclusive.
Yeah, no poor excuse.
No, the excuse are not poor. school excuse are poor. Not poor. So Clarence Massacre is one person who wants Farah out. For instance, Yimali, the Internal Affairs Minister, is one person who wants Farah out as Deputy Speaker. One of men for the Senate also wants Farah out.
Well, you know
But I ain't calling him his name, Allah. I ain't calling him. So, you've had two parties. Two senators also want Farah out. Three, because the other senator from Lofa also wants to contest as senator. So, there are a number of people who want Farah
you
out.
want to slow him down.
In Bon County, Clarence Massa, so Kafia.
Yeah, Edward Wami
Kafia is contesting in Bon County as senator against
Prince Louis.
Farah is supporting Edward Kafia in Bon County. Kafia is like Farah bare born in Bon. So just imagine. In Lofa, Safa Koto is contesting, is the current representative in Lofa in the Strategic. Clarence Massacre is contesting again in 2029. Clarence Massacre wants to unseat Safa Koto. Safa Koto is like a big bottle with a Kurena. You can call it a pack. Farah rather. And Farah is supporting
Safa
Koto.
So he's supporting all the people that are going against the United Party.
So Farah is supporting Safa Koto
against
Clarence Massacre.
A Unity Party Clarence Massacre.
President Yimali is contesting in 2029 against Farah. And he does not want Farah to contest on UPTG. He does not want UP support Farah, and he does not want Farah as deputy speaker, because if more Farah stays as deputy speaker,
he becomes
he's the one controlling everything in the house, including using his massive wealth to go and campaign against President Yimali. So President Yimali believes that if this man is not deputy speaker,
you'll not be able to.
Since Richard Kun is unable to control this man, the best thing is for us to come together. Those of us whose interests are at stake or are at risk as the result of the influence of Farah staying as deputy speaker, let's conglomerate and get him out, since we are Unity Party people. The Farah problem is missing. The biggest problem, the Farah problem is not CDC. Nobody should tell you that Farah's problem now is CDC. It's not CDC. That's part of the reason why Farah will never join the Unity Party. It's because of Francis Yimali. Because UP will not support Farah under TK over Francis Yimali. Because of that, Farah cannot join. Independent candidate in Lopa, because he is sure that Francis Yimali will definitely win the UPTK in the primary and contest against him. So, Clarence Massacre, Clarence Massacre is believed to be the friend of the sports minister. No, she's not going with Farah. If the sports minister is a friend of Mo Ali, you know you're not going for that. Mo Ali is a friend of Farah Jaliba. You know you're not going that way. So, Farah Jaliba is a friend of Emotwe. You know you're not. So, see the network that is built around Clarence Massacre to protect his interest. Those are people who are capable of walking in the capital of the intent, which you can say, you must support this. It's just a matter of time for them to make that determination. But once they decide to make that determination, Farah is a history. He's a history. He's and the good thing about he's smart. Like you say, he's smart. Oh yeah, like you said, he's smart. His father is a smart guy. Father is 100% aware of this. Of what I'm saying, the analysis is aware. He knows the threat that he poses to all these people. He knows the networks. He knows that he can break those networks down. He knows that he cannot convince those networks to come on his side. All those networks have been able to form themselves into a single political infrastructure. So father knows that it's too strong for him to break it. You don't see father. Have you seen father in Molo people? You don't see father in Asako. Because they're not even embracing. They will not even embrace him in that. Yes, in there scheming, this kind of stuff. One thing I respect them, they do people, they know how to take decisions. They are decisive. They will tell you, going in the sky, you can't down. You're not doing it. Don't waste your time. They're not doing it. When they tell you, say you are, you are. They tell you they're going after you. You go in the sky, you come back, they're going after you. Twerk and test that. So we can try. So this is my good friend wrote. He said, I just will read it up to the first, the third paragraph, and then we can move on. He said, I was a chief strategist for the UP campaign in 2023. I led the team that democratically unseated your government, and we were responding to Azigo.
Yeah, as it is.
And I did it with cold, hard, relentless thinking, planning, crafting, and executing every possible way to make your government unpopular. Allow me to put that in perspective for you. The CDC had a war chest of over 50 million, a small fortune, bodies on the ground, name recognition, very popular leader, incumbency, everything, and yet it's still lost. Crushing it decisively because money does not people do. And he says in the third paragraph, I will be on the front lines again. And I can say this without a share of stupor. Bro, to win, you will need thinkers in the room, not loud speakers. Imperatively, insinuatively, the UP folks are the thinkers. CDC folks are the loud speakers. He goes on to say, not cheerleaders. Thinkers. He emphasizes, not cheerleaders. Thinkers. CDC folks are the cheerleaders. UP folks consistently the thinkers. I assembled the brightest minds to pull it up, not my causers. Command, no littles, and liars. This is the branding of the CDC campaign team, or the mixture of the structure of the CDC campaign infrastructure. We believe that the structure of that CDC campaign infrastructure was a mixture of loudspeakers, cheerleaders, man causers, and little no or no littles. It's even little no littles meaning limited in thinking or knowledge or understanding and all of that, and then liars. Then when I read this paragraph, I said, normally people who are considered who are my friends, I don't get involved with political. I hardly get involved. I don't get involved with political debate on social media. Yeah, I don't get involved. No, I don't get involved. When my political post, I go. You won't comment, you won't call that a opinion. I go to see some comments that require my response. Debate, no. Argument, no. And one thing I don't do is that when you're a friend, whether you're from UP or CC or ANC, you post anything that I'm not satisfied with, not pleasing, I don't bother going there. It's political. So I try so hard to be able to maintain my relationship that I work to build for decades, for over decades to build. So I'm not going to allow any political affiliation or political party work or political party support or political sound, to sour or destroy relationship that we build. This kind of relationship or this kind of money will take time. So any build relationship that will happen in between the two. And I wouldn't advise anybody to do so. But this one, obviously, consensus directly. Because law,
Just we structure in terms of the CDC campaign.
and it's important. You have some audio recording there. But you see, play randomly, because of time and all that. You know, at times we have to keep our politics especially so I believe that that particular statement, not the other one, but that one has people trying to us to make sound. We've not started playing the audio yet, so if you're referring to the audio that we play, we have not started playing the audio. Alex Olu and Johnson Dolly, if you are referring to the audio, we have not started playing it. But if you are referring to the radio sound, then it means you need to check something. I don't know. You need to check something. If it is the radio sound. So please confirm if you're hearing me via the radio or this getting us live via the WhatsApp, then please let us know which sound are you talking about. Which sound are you talking about? But so just in short, since we don't have enough time, we have to steal some Steven's time. Just need maximum 3 minutes. Let's play somebody just grab somebody just say yes. I don't know what you're talking about. I believe that I believe clearly I can say to you that the third paragraph is about Mr. Jaliba's statement with the competition.
Yeah.
Yeah. It reveals, it reveals the competition of the self-protection.
Okay. You say the sign is open.
It deserves attention. So my good friend stated that the practice mounts and not mount forces. If the practice mount and not mount forces, no littles, lives. There's an implication here. The implication is clear that those who associated with the CDC in 2023 were somehow intellectually inferior and contributed nothing meaningful to the political process. That is not only unfair, but it's also historically because the records are there. The 2023 elections were fiercely contested on the record. I repeat, the 2023 elections were fiercely contested on the record. Not the audios, but we are very low on both Facebook and YouTube. I don't know because we have our volume way up here, and then I also we need to on that side because that's not control the sound for the Facebook audio. Look, it's stuff like that. You just have to bear with us. But we don't have time now.
Yeah, sure.
Video. So some of you just switch to the radio.
Right?
Yeah, some of you just switch to the radio. Then bear with us. Just switch to the radio. So I'm saying that the 2023 elections were fiercely contested. And political rhetoric came from all sides of the political divide. All sides. During that campaign, many prominent voices supporting the Unity Party regularly mock, ridicule, and insulted former President Weah. And not just only former President Weah, but also members of the CDC were insulted, ridiculed, demeaned. Yes. Social media became flooded with personal attacks, name calling. Obviously, there were derogatory commentaries from supporters of both sides. These are facts that cannot be argued by anybody. Nobody can argue these facts. And because we thought to restrict our response on the basis of facts, to the facts, not political rhetoric, to the facts. The both camps were engaged into derogatory commentaries. For my good friend to now hide, as though there were only seditions or only one side was made of exclusively thinkers, and while the other side consisted of man culture or man culture and all of that. In my mind, that's unfair, and it is a selective reading of as recent as our electoral history is. It was selective. There is a truth that needs to be told. And the truth is that every major political movement, and I'll emphasize, every major political movement, whether it was Cummings, whether it was CDC, whether it was Unity Party, every major political movement contained strategists, communicators, grassroots mobilizers, passionate supporters, propagandists, and the list goes on. There is no political side in this country that participated in the 2023 election that did not have a strategist. The CDC is no exception. The structure of the CDC campaign team remains available to the public, which I don't intend to waste my time naming all those, naming the structure of the CDC campaign team. It comprises many highly educated professionals, experienced administrators, academics, and obviously, the policy experts. They served within the CDC and contributed to national governance. Yes, one may choose to disagree with their policies or their performance, but dismissing them as no littles does not strengthen any argument in any way on any front, at any level. It doesn't straighten any argument. Nobody buys into that. It doesn't straighten any argument. And we have to emphasize these things. Traffic can be over and we still be draining people and squeezing people in certain corners and upgrading them to be little or nothing. We can't do that. And I should emphasize that additionally, if emotions, eh, if intelligence, just intelligence standing on its own up Broad Street, right before the United Party headquarters, if intelligence standing on its own will determine electoral success, then every election result will be permanent. Every election result will be permanent. Because we not find intelligence, equal intelligence on both sides. So the result will definitely be permanent. Good friend, democracies do not work that way. Democracies don't work that way. No. Because the strategists are not the only ones who provide, people do evaluation of the candidates. The people do. Elections are won and lost because citizens evaluate competing visions. They look at leadership styles, performance records, and national conditions. The same voters who voted for change in 2017 were the same voters who voted for change in 2023. Those will be the same voters who will judge the current government by its own policies, its own promises, its own performance in 2029. The intelligence of the United Party will not do that. They will not do that. Political maturity requires all of us to debate ideas rather than demeaning people. When you demean people and project your idea or your perception or your analogy as superior, then I say to you that Nigeria needs less, less people. There are people believe that this, some of these. Why do you think people believe that all these UP folks they sound arrogant or they're arrogant? For me, I know most of them. I know some of them may not be arrogant, but some of them may sound arrogant in some of their utterances or their responses. Either to get under your skin or to get at you or to provoke you. What the motive behind that, I don't know. But no, we have to double, we have to improve our engagement. Have to be constructive, not subjective, not denigrated to others. No party in this country has monopoly over intelligence. No party. And no party has monopoly over patriotism. Not the UP, not the CDC, not the ANC, not the Liberty Party. No party. Need more listen. They say this is the party that has monopoly or control over intelligence. Or these people are more patriotic than these people from the other party. The future of our democracy will be shaped not by who can insult the other side more effectively. No. I say to you, the future of our democracy will be shaped by those who can deliver results. And not just results, the open air. for resource for the Liberian people. The Unity Party. The Unity Party. I will end on this note. The Unity Party, as we are about to play some videos. The Unity Party has a record, a documented record of mobilizing, I would say successfully mobilizing notoriously known man and power forces in the country than any other political party in this country in 2023. I can emphasize that. The Unity Party successfully mobilized notoriously known man causes in this country against the CDC and other political parties in the 2023 election. No political party was able to galvanize or rally or conglomerate. Mobilize is the word I just want to use. No political party in this country was able to mobilize man causes, individuals who are notoriously known for causing man in the country and causing power in this country and causing people women and people girlfriends in this country than the Unity Party. Let's play the first. Let's play the first. And we apologize to all of you. Some of the recordings we're about to play, we have to be real because we want to end the show on a reality note. So we have to be real. Let's play the first. Is that okay?
This son of my swamp, this Billy Book president, who might have his excuse.
Okay.
To make Nathaniel McGill, that dog better born from Bamboo County, a multi-millionaire, who might accept that excuse. Samuel Tuer, that other intellectual fraudster, 419 men, the chief architect of their corruption network.
You play again. Let's start from the beginning.
Who might accept an excuse for him to steal our money to pay the horses. They get it done. Who might accept an excuse.
Joe, you calling it done?
Who might accept an excuse to put a West in our budget to give up 1.5 million a year. This son of my swamp, this Billy Joe, who might accept his excuse to make Nathaniel McGill, that dog better born from Bamboo County, a multi-millionaire. Who might accept that excuse.
Let's go to the
Samuel
recording. All right.
That other intellectual fraudster. Who might accept an excuse for him to steal our money.
We play more. Those were the campaigners.
So now, he said now in Accra, in France, nobody wants to see them because they come from COVID company, desperate COVID company, not even ordinary COVID company itself. COVID company. You know, go on Facebook, you know, I job we have, that I can ask for the post picture with Macron, a job we have. And they're running their dog. Like I ask for post pictures of job we have meeting with Emmanuel Macron. And I swear if he does, I will retire. Very good. Talking about you will have meeting on the margin. You know who can have meeting on margin? There were people like Joe Biden and Boris Johnson and Angela Merkel.
Let's go to the next recording.
You know?
They say that Caesar man causes. Yeah.
In 10 months from now, we will have a new president in the nation. His son not playing for America. His girlfriend not in Ghana. He got children all over the place. All his family is there. He's been married for 15 years. He's a family man. He's a deacon in the church. He's got a big fast. He's an honorable man. And when he becomes president, he will lift this country up. Then he will get up. He will take the country
But we are hearing the sound. I don't know why other people saying they are not hearing the sound. You know, I don't know, but we're hearing the sound. Yeah, and this is the monitor we depend on. So one is good here. Technically, it's supposed to be good on all platforms.
And Liberia will become what it can be that Switzerland.
Let's go. Let's go. We got more. We're playing more. We're playing more. Play more. I'll post the show. Not taking calls. Oh, you're calling me. I'll call you. I'll post
No, man, scared my leg out now. Scared of Ellie, not Joey. I'll be scared of. The president is a detector. He's president is a detector, and the president does not know the law. There is no law in this country that says you can go to jail for telling the president the truth. There is no law, and I dare John Weir to arrest us. I will continue with the way I speak to John Weir. When you steal, you are a rogue. Whether you're president, you're not president, you are a rogue. Let me tell you something. I dare George Weah to arrest me. One more you want me to say. Most times our national leaders see
they don't talk you.
they take two pounds to be insult. When you steal, you are a rogue. I don't agree for anybody to insult the president of that
But you
or
come
any national leader. I don't agree for anybody to disrespect the president of Liberia or any national leader. But respect is earned. That is why I keep saying to people, don't call me honorable. Even when you elect me. You know why? You don't elect honorable. The thing you in office that won't make us honorable or dishonorable. If you elect me, I go there and start doing all kind of things. Stealing, getting drunk, honorable thing.
Honorable thing.
Yeah? You don't need to call me honorable while stealing and getting drunk and misbehaving. When I go in there, put a light on, and it starts to show leadership to change things. That on that honorable thing, if you call me honorable, then thank God. It's not only for the president to set you up that one. No. The same way they have all the together for when they got in the air this morning, and they didn't put PI on. Just we have talked about insulting him and not walking free. It's an empty, reckless, unsubstantiated talk. You know why?
Reckless.
No.
Yo, got more. Got more. Got more. Time now. Play. Yes, yeah. I won't go with different person. Yeah, plenty. I won't go with different person. Okay. Yeah, please, all man. You want to go to die.
Like flying around, or in the ocean so you can die and spend that control of this nonsense. This man is bad. There is no joke.
We are more. Yeah, that one. They seriously have man courses. You know the new song? I can't be rather, yeah, you feel like this is Yaga Koruba today. And Joseph Baga is there laughing. President Baga was there laughing.
Boomerang.
At the United Party campaign rally. But Baga Jaliba is making the Baga Jaliba wants us to believe that.
Yeah, the
These are
campaign.
man crossers.
Yes, and they had the
thinkers.
intellectuals.
These are the intellectuals.
Yeah, the man crossing intellectuals.
Okay. All right.
I think they probably have already gotten a clue. They probably have already gotten a clue.
And not Mary. When my cousin Joey is there with the campaign, I won't play that one. I will play that man with no ear. Yeah. I will play that man with no ear. Okay, well, I'm playing with no ear. Yeah, we'll forget it. Because my father might listen to us. So so when I'm playing, yeah. But I mean, the message is clear because we can't go into Anthony Stevens' town, so we just have to go, folks. We're not taking calls tonight. We apologize, but we're not taking calls. We're going to send a message across tonight, and I think the messages we send across, they're clear, they are decisive, they're strong, and they are resonating. One of what is on the keyman is the exceptional rare and use as a foundation to send a caution out to all of you guys who are in the opposition and consider yourselves seditious or supporter of George Weah. Open up. What is our response to Mr. Jaliba's accession and seditious? CDC campaign was a conglomerate or a makeup of low thinkers and man causers who've already disproved that they smarter than deception. Ranchu, a falsehood. Richard has to exercise leadership. If he doesn't want to do so, that's the thing. He could go along father. And the main civil connect speaker instead of deputy speaker to replace father. So that's the one they used to replace father. And we know all of that. Prince to come and be chairman of Bruce Ola administration, replacing Colette. We know all of that. So young, I have baby. So we gotta go.
Boomerang.
We have to go joggies.
I will leave our people with boomerang. Where if you chunk it for here, Google, if they come by, come to the same place. Good day, and God bless every one of you for following.
Okay, Tatum J, where are you? Let's go. So let's say thanks to all of you for following the show tonight. And we shall be back tomorrow by God's grace. But until then, do have yourselves blessed moments in your respective areas. Ostikawa, Junkins, Morris. We shall be back tomorrow by God's grace. Bye bye.